want to narrow on how to wait on God, or waiting on God, or wait on God. Okay, let's go.
Wait on God.
Wait on God. Wait on
But
God.
they that wait upon the Lord
But they that wait upon the Lord. Isaiah.
shall renew their
Can you project
strength.
it? Is it 40?
Isaiah 40 verse 31.
Verse 31. Correct.
Waiting on God is a very serious spiritual exercise.
So waiting on God is what? Is what?
A spiritual exercise.
It's an exercise. It's an exercise. It means that you can decide to do it, and you can decide not to do it. It's okay. It's okay. Do you get it? It's an exercise. The screens are off. It's an exercise that you can do. You just decide, I'm going to wait on God. Move on. Let's go.
That everyone who walks with God must learn to practice.
So it is an exercise you have to learn to practice. There's no two ways about it. Let's go.
In order to have a full manifestation of God in him.
In order to do what?
Have a full manifestation of God in him or her.
So for God to manifest himself in you, this is what you have to do continually. All right? Let's go.
Many a times we say wait on God, wait on God, wait on God. But what is waiting on God?
You know, many people have confused waiting on God with patience. Waiting on God is not the same as patience. Listen carefully. Waiting on God, I want your attention. Or I just move on to teach you on reigning.
It is an exercise that can be engaged. In it is done like every other exercise.
So it is an exercise you can engage in. Like you just decide that from this time and this time, I want to wait on God. Now, I was trying to explain something before Getty took me off. I was saying that waiting on God and patience are not the same. But there are times you could be studying your Bible and you see a statement like wait on God. And that, is it locked? Okay, you got your Bible and you come across a statement like wait on God. And that statement, wait on God, would mean be patient with God or be patient. Like I taught on Friday, right? Patience with God or being patient with God. That one is a different attribute. But now waiting on God is a spiritual exercise that is not the same as being patient with God. But when you study your Bible, you can find in places where they write wait on God, that means be patient. But waiting on God is an exercise, a spiritual exercise. Now let's go. Is that one clear? Is that one clear? So if you are asked that they that wait on God shall renew their strength, he's not saying they that are patient with God shall renew their strength. No. If you are patient with God, that's not going to renew your strength. It's going to give you something different. But this exercise we are talking about, like if somebody exercises the muscles, you realize that the person will build what? Muscles. If somebody jogs, you realize that the person will do what? Exercise their heart. Your heart will be strong. That is why we have these athletes. Their hearts are strong. They have stamina with their heart. Why? They've exercised it. Now this one too is an exercise that when you do it, you have what we call the presence of God staying with you. The energy of God will be exerted inside your own spirit. It's like the way the magnet works. When you stay a magnet close to a metal that does not even have the magnetic power in it, because the metal has stayed with a magnet, it takes the energy that the magnet has, and this metal that never had the magnetic energy in it begins to exhibit magnetic properties. But after some time, that metal that had the magnetic property, it will lose it. When you want it to have it again, you must bring it closer to the magnet again. So the more you continue to do it, the more the magnetic force stays in this metal that did not have the magnetic force originally. So if you want the magnetic force to stay continually on this metal, continually let the metal be close to the magnet. This is what waiting on God. So somebody can walk out of the presence of God after waiting on God. You see the person like the person is glowing. There was one time I locked myself in a room. I waited on God for hours. Then somebody wanted to visit me. I usually would have not come out, but I didn't know, and the guy was my good friend. So as soon as I walk out of the room like this, and I opened the door, he saw me, he fell. Then he said, "Please, what were you doing inside? Show me." And I said, let's talk about why you came. We can talk about this later. We could not discuss what he came for. We couldn't. We never ended up discussing what he came for. Why? Someone walked out of their presence. That is what it means to wait. It's an exercise. You have to decide, I want to use 1 hour. Like you are jogging 6 to 7. You are doing the jogging. You are doing the jogging. See, every 6 to 7 you are doing it. Now this one we can decide that I want to wait on God. I want to wait on God. And usually you need to get a good place. It is also called, or could actually be called, practicing the presence of God. Do you understand? So, man of God, let's finish it.
Like I mentioned earlier, it is an exercise.
It's an exercise. Get it. Get it. Every exercise is what? Is what? Give me just one word that can describe exercises. They are what? They are what? Oh, no. No. Every exercise is what? Difficult. You don't know exercises are difficult. Let's stand. All of you stand. Be jumping. Be jumping. Just be jumping. Jump. Go. Jump. Go. 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 Jump. Oh. Jump. Oh. Jump. Oh. Man of God, Felix. Jump. Oh. Go. Jump. 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 It's an exercise. Jump. 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 Together. Jump. Jump. Jump.
Jumping
jump.
is an exercise. Jump, jump, jump.
Jump.
Jump, jump. Jump, jump.
Hey.
Man of God, have a jump. Jump.
Hey, para.
Jump, jump.
Jump.
Jump. Jump,
Eh?
jump, jump.
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 Jumping is an exercise. So jump.
Is it that?
Jump, jump.
It's okay. Wait. How do you feel? How do you feel? This is what we call exercise. It's difficult. I want you to understand. You won't forget what I'm explaining to you. Sit down. Thank you. It's difficult. So every exercise is what? It's difficult. Don't forget. This one too is difficult. Do you understand? If you are not told, you might start and you are thinking, this thing, why is it like this? Then because you don't know the terms and conditions in it, you'll be discouraged and you want to stop. But it's like that. Let's move on.
Waiting on God is a spiritual exercise.
Good.
That allows God to exert, puts into you the energy in Him, into anyone that stays close in God's presence and draws the energy.
Are you seeing this? God will exert His energy. He will put it inside you. But He only does that to those who will stay close to Him in His presence. He will put it inside you as you are ready to draw. So as you are staying in the presence of God, you must draw it. So when you move out, you are carrying the presence of God. Listen, this is the highest form of prayer. All this one, yada, my baba, I pray for 10 hours. I pray for. If you can do this one effectively and you connect with God for 15 minutes every day, in fact, everybody in the world should be praying. You, when you come out, your word is because sometimes in the presence of God, you are waiting on God and you are changing certain things because now you are so connected. And it's spiritual. That's why you don't talk plenty. No. Spiritual. Move on. Move on.
That person might carry same energy. It is a spiritual act of allowing God to brood on you.
So you see the way the hen, after it has laid the egg, it will brood on the egg till the egg that was, is it albumen and yolk, will now become another chick, another small hen. So if you allow God to brood on you as an egg, not long you too become another small God. I don't know if you understand it, but I've been practicing it, so I understand what I'm trying to explain. I don't know if you get it. I don't know if you are getting it. If you get it, don't joke with it. Try it. Be trying it. Be trying it. Be trying it. Move on. Move on.
Impart. To implant.
To what?
And
Implant and impart abilities of the Spirit of God into you. So now, after God has brooded on you, you begin to look like God. When you look like God, you act like God. You behave like God. That's what he's trying to say. Are you seeing this? So what is this character of God? God is the one that owns the earth. So anyone that can practice staying in the presence of God, the earth is yours. That is why he willed the earth to Abraham. Look at Psalm 39:7 as we quoted. He said what?
For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon
those
the Lord,
that stay in God's presence,
they shall inherit the earth.
These are territorial commanders. It's not possible. This guy has stayed in the presence of God and is carrying God on his inner man. What will you do with him? What? So this time of fasting, these are the things you should acquire. These are the things you should learn. These are the things you should learn how to practice. Listen, you can carry the job that you are doing into God's presence. You are not going to talk. Just go. As you stay with God like that, he begins to show you things about you, your own profession that you never knew existed. Then you'll be doing that your thing, as if you are joking. Then something will come out. They say you have invented something. No. God put something inside you to bless the world. And because of that thing God put inside you, some money will come to you and to become a blessing to your destiny. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. If we can learn to spend time with God in his presence, most of the things we are struggling for, we'll do it with ease. That's the truth. Move on. Move on.
You must realize that waiting on God must be habitual. It must be habitual. Because when God exerts his energy on a man, and that man begins to carry that energy after some time, it wears off.
It do what?
Wears off.
It will wear off.
And
because when you carry the energy, you will use it. Do you understand? So it will wear off. So what you have to do is to what? To replace it. To replace it. To replace it. To replace it. Move on.
And you need another episode or period of exertion.
You need another episode of God what? Exerting the energy in you. It's like you carry some light and you direct it onto something, then that thing beams with that thing. That light. Move on. Is that the end?
No, please.
Okay.
It is like the magnetic force.
Okay.
When you get a metal that is a good conductor of the magnet, and you bring it closer to the magnet.
Correct.
After some time,
correct,
the metal begins to operate like a magnet.
Very simple.
But after some time also, it loses the force and it must be renewed.
Correct.
Everyone that waits on God gets spiritual energy to survive.
Apostle my gospel said that. You can have it. Anyone that waits on God gets spiritual energy. Yekuwa enyeye, yesewa enyeye. You have what? Spiritual energy to survive. Psalm 59 verse 9.
Because of his strength will I wait upon thee. For God is my defense.
Let's end it there. All right, God bless you. So that's waiting on God.